Hello, welcome to Painting with me. Hope you will have fun. Hope some people can learn what they're looking for. Here, I'm having my model, Dark Wolf model, on Instagram. I chose one of his pictures because I love his pictures. He's a great model and he's great to talk with too, right? So, sorry, there is no music because usually I mostly listen to Cradle of Filth while I'm painting and other metal music like Nightwish, Within Temptation, other metal group, you know, but since it is copyright music, I cannot use it. So just gonna talk with you while I'm painting. So I finished during the week the most difficult part, which is the face and the hand. I finished the hair yesterday and now I'm attacking the clothing because yes, he's not naked. He have very nice type of Victorian clothing on him, and that's what I'm looking for. I love everything Victorian. So, just to know a little bit about me, I started painting around 10 years old, but always been very artsy. Yeah, art class was my favorite in school. Always drawing, making doodles on paper. Yeah, that is my relaxing activity. When I'm doing something like that, I'm not thinking to anything else. Or maybe sometimes, yes, I do think to other thing can help me take some decision. But mostly it's just to relax, forget everything that is around, forget all about problems and anything of that type. It is great. All right. So, working the shadows and lights. Right? Because, I mean, everywhere that you look, in any type of, light settings, even if you're outside in the dark, there is always some shadows and lights. Those are very important. And I mean, I've been practicing those a lot since last year, and I have upped my game a lot, especially since last year, because I don't know why. The older I get, the more details I see. And I mean, since last year, my vision changed a lot. Now I need glasses to read. But since then, I see better on some things that I couldn't see before. And pretty sure that you can see here. Um, I'm doing his undershirt, and you can see here it's all yellowish beige. But here you can see it's changing color. Because I'm putting my lights and shadows on the damp yellow, I'm kind of getting a beige undergarment, which is what I want. Um, to build up all I want, I start with a background color, all uniform. I mean, when I start, let's say one part is face, I put it all skin color under. Then, step by step, I'm building up on it. So I'm building the light and the shadows. And you see, just here, I have the beige from the skin. Then I have another build up of kind of transparent white for the light. Then I did put another build up to put the sharp light. And I do the same for my shadows. But obviously, the darkest that you go, the deeper it goes, right? So working in a ladder, kind of, you know, adding and adding on top of other colors is giving me shapes and perspective that you can see. So some elements go out more and some elements seems to deepen more. I'm sorry, I'm French Canadian, all right? So I'm trying really hard to speak a good English, to explain with the right words. So, yeah, I know you will listen to me putting a lot of focus on the letter H. Yes, I use the letter H. Sorry. Almost everywhere. I'm not supposed to. You can hear words that don't fit. Well, if you hear those and you have, I mean, positive suggestion, you can write it in the comments. You can also ask me questions. You can write to me if you want to know more things about how I proceeded to do some stuff, or if you need more clarifications, or just to talk, right? I mean, everything is great. I'm open to everything as long as it is positive and constructive, right? Nobody wants negative. I mean, we already got way enough negative since last year. So you can see here, I'm dragging what is left on my paintbrush of the shadow color. See, I'm gonna make it sharper. And then there, I'm dragging some brown. Actually, for my shadows, I usually will use, um, what is the name for this one? Alright, to make the shadows, I usually use the burnt umber and I mix it with black. Because black does not, if you just use black, it's gonna do like my hair here, you know? It's just black. It's not kind of bringing out a definition. Here, if you can see some black through, yeah, because I did the contour, but you can see the brown sipping in the color. And that brown is what is making a nice grading in the shadow and giving it more definition. Well, that works for me. Everybody, does their technique. Everybody, you will find what you want to use and what you're comfortable of using by trial and error. And I mean, that's how I learned how to paint. Of course, since I started so young, right? I did learn a lot by trying, and I mean, trying and trying. And of course, I did take some classes to learn some of other person's technique and then adjusting my technique with their technique to make the one that I want. You don't have to really use 100% of what you're learning from somebody because everybody is individual, right? So you can, take what you need from one person and modify it to what you need yourself. And I mean, it's good to learn that way. It is a very pleasant thing to do. I mean, first, you're using something that's been proven to work. Well, if you see something that you like and that you want to, yeah, do it. Why not? And if you try something, but you think, maybe I can do that. Or maybe it would be easier for me if I use that way or that way. Add to it. Come on. I mean, I have learned a lot of things from a lot of people. And I modified it to what is easier for me. So, I'm not going to talk the whole video, by the way. I'm gonna paint because that's what I love to do. And I mean, with the week we had at work, it was, oh my God, so... And yes, I have colleagues on my channel and they will know that week was, oh my god. All right. So I need relaxation. And that's what I do here. So I did start a little bit, you see. I have put some shadows. And then I started build up a little bit. Now I'm coming with some light. For the light, I'm using white in here. But depending on the color that I want to achieve, maybe I can mix a little bit of yellow with the white. Or if you want something that is blue, you're grading with blue. And I mean, just go with what your brains tell you and what your eyes tell you look good. So here you see I've put the first one, then I graduated, well, I blurred it, mixing up with the tone that is under. See, it's giving another color. And it's also, shading and lighting. So it is at the end, when I'm finishing that part here, gonna look sharp like that, which is gonna give me my light beige, right? And yes, I use a lot the word right. So I keep building up. If it's too sharp, just come around, blur it a little bit, and see, then working some more. It's like placement. Yeah, the color placement is very important, because if I want to put more shadows here, I'm not going to put a big amount here and trying to grade it down to here. Impossible. So here, still not dark enough for my taste. I'm gonna add more. And you can see, if I put black here to make extreme shadow, and you can see there is some brown tone to it. That is my burnt umber, right? So I'm gonna make a small fold here. That is the shadow of the fabric movement here. And fabric is not all very straight, nice wrinkle. I mean, depending on the type of fabric, it is going to wrinkle in some ways and fold in other ways. So once you start with one type of fabric, you have to use the same technique for the whole garment. if you're starting with the satin look, you don't want to finish with a normal plain matte cotton feeling at the end, because satin is shiny, you know, and matte cotton is not shiny at all. If it's doing something, it's not reflecting light, it is absorbing it. So see, fading it because it's too sharp. Fading it, giving it some form. And I mean, everybody has their style. I started with house and woods, and after that, I changed. So let's say, like, I grew. Started with house and forest, landscape. Then I grew to go with bowls of fruits and interior environment. Then after, I grew with animals. And I mean, animals is great because it made me use my common sense. Well, common sense. It made me build up, well, starting to build up my own tools. Because fur is very thin. As you can see here, there is very thin hair. Because, yeah, even if you use a flat iron, you're always gonna have some crazy hair, you know? And see what I did here. Don't know how it's kind of blurry, but I took a thicker paintbrush. Actually, it was a paintbrush like that, and I shaved it until there is just 3 hair strands left. Believe me, that thing is working so good. And I mean, using this to thin out my oil paint, because yes, this is oil paint. So thinning my paint to a texture of milk is making you do those very, very thin hair. And I mean, it is worth it. I mean, yeah, you're paying your paintbrush, they are expensive. But what you cannot find in store, you're better doing it yourself. Always better. See, building again. Putting a little bit more. And I'm wiping my paintbrush between each little step that I'm doing, so I don't make big mistakes, you know, coming with brown left on something that I want to be real white. So here, blurring the side and mixing it up with what it's under, giving me the color that I want. Now, if I want to make sharper, like here, I mean, this, I build up a gunk on the end of my brush and I just deposit it. So it's making the color, way more vibrant. You can see the difference. But yeah, and you can work around. Here needs more. Going around. Now you can see here, it is blurry. My shadow is blurry. It is not sharp like here. Here it's because it is real fold. I'm gonna use my paper towel here. I'm gonna show you real fold, right? So if it just a fold like a crease, you can see the shadow is not as dark as if I would really do a real fold. You can see more you're folding, the darker the shadow gets. So depending on how sharp you want it, you can put more color in there and really, step on it. You put more black in your brown, it's gonna give you a clean cut. If you're putting less black in your brown, it's giving you less depth, right? So let's say, I put a little bit more here, making it look deeper. Yeah. So what I was saying, yeah, I'm sorry. After the animals, I decided to, uh, kind of attack the problem that I was having of not being able to do portraits. So last year I really started, not last year, let's say 2019, really started to work on portraits. And they were not looking like what I'm doing now. Really not. I mean, for me, it is still a challenge, and the most challenge, to just do a simple nose. And I mean, even though now it seems complete, I'm still not 100% happy with it. And of course, I have a picture of the model to refer to, right? But the most difficult thing for me is nose and fingers. I don't know why, because the rest, I mean, I can do the whole face with the eyes and everything in one day. But working in the nose gonna take me 2 days just for the nose. Doing the hand here took me 5 to 6 hours. Yes, you need patience. Patience is the key. So I've been blah blabbing with you for half hour already, and I almost didn't do anything. Well, I'm gonna stop my video here, and then on the next video we'll paint more. So join me next time. Thank you for watching my videos. Press the subscribe button, like the videos, comment the videos. All positivity, everything is good. Thank you for watching. See you next time.